So the violence in Chicago, guys, has gotten to the point where the federal government is getting involved. The national media is starting to, focus on this, man, because we had two more mass shootings yesterday, one in Austin, one in Inglewood. The one in Inglewood actually involved a motorcycle club, and they didn't say which motorcycle club it was, but they were riding along. 4 of them were shot in the attack, and there have been several women killed in seemingly random attacks over the past few days. And there's one suspect that they're looking for in the downtown area who's accused of attacking 3 women, one of whom was an Israeli-born graduate student who was here from the University of Maryland. Her name was Anat, and she was randomly stabbed by this guy apparently and died. Okay, so the downtown area, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but about a week ago, actually about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago at this point, there was a period where the downtown area was seeing like one of the highest numbers of shootings of any neighborhood in the city. Okay, now the downtown area, kind of has this reputation as being a place where you can go to get away from the violence and where the violence is not going down. That is totally over with. Okay, that's not the case one bit whatsoever. The violence has gone into downtown full force, man, and it's just as dangerous now as any other neighborhood in the city. A couple of weeks ago, there were, shootouts in the middle of downtown, and plus we know what's been happening to the high-profile people like Lil Reese, FBG Duck, these kind of guys. Downtown, it's going on. Okay, you got guys from different neighborhoods, different parts of the city meeting up. In addition to that, you've got groups of teens, sometimes numbering over 100. Okay, and this has been going on for months now, at least. And we're talking about the attacks increasing as the summer months have approached. Swarming downtown, okay, and randomly beating and robbing people, some of it being caught on video. They were heavy over in Millennium Park. There have been some arrests made, but this is becoming a regular problem now in the downtown area, and it's become a highly dangerous area for tourists to go. So, obviously downtown is one of the economic, centers of the city, and this threatens really all the businesses down there. Now, not to imply that money is more important than lives. That's always the most important thing. But, just to let you guys know, the economic implications, right, that spills over into all aspects of life in the city. And, Chicago really now is under threat from all the violence that's come to our downtown location. Now, there was another woman who was killed that I didn't mention before. The Puerto Rican couple was dragged out of their car and killed that same day. Okay, in Humboldt Park on the day of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, there was actually another woman, 37, her name was Nicole Osborne. She was walking over by North Avenue and Kedzie, but about a block west of there, and she was randomly shot in the back. It appears to be random, okay? She was walking along with her husband. They heard gunshots, and she was shot in the back. It appeared at first that she was going to make it. She was talking at the hospital, but in surgery, apparently something happened to her heart. They're saying a 37-year-old woman was shot in Humboldt Park, later died Saturday, just hours before the couple was dragged out of their car and killed. This was around 6 p.m. And police responded to the 3300 block of West North Avenue on reports of a shooting. The paramedics found Nicole Osborne suffering from a gunshot wound to the mid-back, and she was transported to the hospital where she later died. Her husband said that they were walking down the street and heard 3 gunshots. At first, he said doctors were optimistic because she was talking at the hospital, but her heart stopped in surgery. He said they were finally able to stop the bleeding, but were unsuccessful in bringing her back to life. So Nicole had a magnetic personality, they're saying, and loved animals. So the shooting came roughly 3 hours before Giovanni and Yasmin were dragged out of their cars. This is one thing that I need to address, man. A lot of gentrification is taking place in the Humboldt Park neighborhood, as I mentioned in previous videos. And a lot of the people, okay, who are moving into that area, and I don't know if she was actually a resident over there or if she was visiting from out of town or whatever, this is a gang-infested area, okay? And a lot of people have spoken to me about this and said that, when the gentrification comes in and the white people with money start moving in, that the violence is going to go away. That is not the case. It's just not. Okay, that happened in Cabrini Green. The violence is still over there. Okay, you still got shootings going on all the time over in that near North Side area, and there's $500,000 condos right across the street. You got this huge, very stark contrast and dichotomy, like within a very small topographical space, right? You got extreme wealth. You know what I'm saying? And you've got then poverty on the other hand, literally a block away. And sometimes on the same block. Sometimes, literally the next building. You know what I'm saying? And you got gang violence, and then you got literally rich people living right next to it. And these rich people now and then are getting hit. They are actually getting hit. Some of them are actually dying. And it's not deterring them at all. But that's up to them. But, they just need to be aware that is going on in that neighborhood. And, looks can be deceiving. Just because the buildings are nice, just because the houses are nice, these guys are still killing and drilling and doing all that stuff. And I'm not saying that what happened to her was gang related. It could have been anything. Especially on the day of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, you have random stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Guys just firing off their guns in celebration and stuff like that. But she took a back shot and died. So rest in peace to her. And everybody needs to be aware, you know what I'm saying, of your surroundings, especially in, like I said, in the downtown area. Now, getting onto this girl that died over there, this was an Israeli-born grad student. She'd been studying out over in Maryland, and apparently she was studying, I think, criminal justice or criminology or something like that. So she was like a doctoral student over there. And she was in Chicago, apparently visiting, and she was walking in the downtown area by the Loop, which is like the heart of downtown. And she was walking, though, in an area where there's less visibility, apparently like by some bridge or something like that, from what I heard. Now, I'm not positive about that. But she was walking in some area where it's like a little bit more secluded and it's not completely visible to the other pedestrians. And a guy who police, they think they know who he is. And the suspect, they have a guy between 5'9" and 5'11" with either dreadlocks or a bandana that makes it look like he has dreadlocks, a red bandana, they said. And they said that he approached her with a knife and just randomly stabbed her and killed her. So he is also suspected in 2 other attacks, okay, both of women in the downtown area. So this is my advice to women in the downtown area. They still have not apprehended this guy, and they're scouring the area, they said, looking for him. You want to stay close by other people, okay, large crowds of people. Now, that's not always going to make you safe, okay, but you definitely don't want to be like the only one walking like under a bridge or some area like that downtown. That's a huge mistake, okay? And downtown, just because it's downtown, okay, does not mean that, you can just kick it anywhere down there. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case at all. You got to stay around other large crowds of people. That alone is not going to protect you, but it's going to greatly decrease the odds. You know what I'm saying? Because if, like I said, if what had happened to her had happened in an area where there's like a large crowd of tourists around, he's not going to be getting away, right, as easily as he did. He just immediately escaped and hasn't been seen since. And rest in peace to Anat Kimchi, and condolences to her family. Now, there was also a viral video that went on a couple days ago of a guy getting yanked off of his bike in the middle of downtown. That guy's actually been busted, the guys who did that. So, yeah, watch one's surroundings, man. You got to have that head always spinning. Now, getting on to what Biden was saying, so he rolled out a 5-point plan to, address violence in some major cities like Chicago. And here's the problem with the plan. I can tell you guys this straight from the jump. The main focus is on the control of guns. Completely unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Completely unrealistic. I can tell you guys personally, out of all the guys I know who stay getting locked up, 9 times out of 10, it's for a gun. It's for gun possession. And a lot of these dudes, actually most of these dudes, have absolutely nothing going on in the streets. I'm talking nothing. These are normal working dudes. Some of them got FOID cards, okay, but they just, they don't have the concealed carry and wanted to have it on them in the car. Some of them were just unaware of the rules. They had the thing in the glove box or something like that, thinking that was okay. These are dudes that are not on nothing, okay, and the system is wasting time focusing on these dudes, locking them up, giving them criminal records when all they literally wanted to do was protect themselves. Kim Foxx, okay, the Secretary of State and the police chief and the mayor were just into it in an argument about this a couple weeks ago. Kim Foxx was basically saying what I was saying, and I agree with her on this, okay? I've disagreed with Kim Foxx plenty of times, but on this, she's right. She was saying that the city is just completely wasting resources on going after these guys for gun possession when they're not on anything. They're not shooting nobody. They're not robbing anybody. They're not doing nothing. They're just protecting themselves with this gun. Now, try convincing, okay, a teenager, okay, on the south side of Chicago to walk around the hood, at 11 o'clock, whatever, when he's getting off his work shift or whatever, with no gun. Okay, reading everything that's going on, in Chicago on the south side every single day. You want to tell one of these guys to be out there not strapped? Me personally, like I said, I see a lot of guys getting killed because they are strapped. You know what I'm saying? I see that happening a lot. I see, guys reaching for the gun, going to areas where, they wouldn't be without that gun. Just doing a lot of things with the gun that get them into dangerous situations, and they end up getting killed in those situations. And this is stuff that they are not doing without that gun. So I see the gun sometimes getting the guys killed, but I've tried to convince these guys of that. They're not listening. Okay, they're not listening. They want to be strapped. Okay, but these are not guys who are on criminal activity. So the city's going after these guys, and this is a city where there's like thousands of people being shot every year. we don't have like resources to spare on guys like this. You know, you see how backed up Cook County's court system is, backed up with crap like this. Like, it's a complete waste. I 100% agree with Kim Foxx. The mayor and the police chief were totally against her on this issue. Any item, be it drugs, guns, anything else, for which there is a demand in the criminal underworld. And with guns, it's not even just in the criminal underworld, right? It's for anybody that lives in the hood and wants to be out there strapped. Any item for which there's that much demand, the supply always rises to meet that demand. Okay, and there's literally like nothing that cuts it off. It never works. It's like prohibition. It just does not work. But yeah, so that was, you know, the main crux of his 5-point plan. So again, it's more of the same to me. Just more of the same. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section, man. But that's my personal opinion, man. The gun thing is not the way to go. Dudes are getting guns. There's no way to cut off the supply of guns. That's my personal take. Here's your boy Winnie C. Report. I'm out.